So, hello, ni hao. I'm a German-based artist, Jutta Bobbe. My Chinese name is Jutta Bobbe. I grew up in Germany and now I'm in Shanghai. I come from Beijing to Shanghai, and now first I like to introduce myself a little bit. So I was growing up in a very artistic field, like Baselitz have a big castle and he's famous for painting on the head and is a worldwide famous painter. He gave me as an artist, as a child, even a very deep influence. And then we have my father as an architect working, bring me to a lot of museum spaces, and we see a lot of artwork. And there's one very good artist called Kurt Schwitters, who gave me a very deep impression with collage. And so I started very young painting and making collage, and still today I'm doing. So at this time I have this Märzbau, which later give to my work a very deep impression. So let's talking about what I thinking about when I tried. So I already impressed by this artistic idea and the craziness, the fantasy, the creation, the freedom. And so I decided to go to study art and to painting in Hamburg and design too. And before I moving a lot and travel around. So when I first meet my husband, we are a German-Chinese art couple, we come to Beijing, we have an extensive sharing of two sides, East and West. So East and West bring to me an impact of how I can decide to bring my work in another culture, how it could be understood, how I can be here and thinking about abstract painting in a different way. So I started with this work series, which called Situng Bada, move all the way around. I'm choosing this title because it's something like during my working process in the atelier, I listen a lot of philosophy. One philosopher, which called Michel Foucault, it's a French philosopher who have a very nice article I like very much. It's described my work a little bit. So it called Of Other Spaces. He say that we now living in an epoch of spaces, spaces which is bringing together, juxtaposed spaces of elements and situation. For me, it could be even like you have all this connectivity in our day. We're flying from east to west, we're going here and there, we have sharing by machine, so many connections in around the world, and this is my work. So I'm bringing here as an abstract painter together the influence of the Nordic culture. This what mean that for me, Nordic culture. I say just this forbidden city color. And to understand the Chinese, I using the color as a kind of music, because music could be understood without language. So this is my entrance. And I developed this work to bring together this flatness and bringing back the space into the flatness, which sounds first very strange, bringing two diverse things together. And I need time to develop it, because it's not easy, because it depends on different rules. So this work is, you can see the roof of the Forbidden City, the color like a silk, which was missing, and the structure is for me something I getting impressed by, this fastness at that time. It was 2008 when the city growing and the long and fast and big building, a bigness, which in Europe it's something we first afraid, but we're getting very interesting. So I'm starting this series, and I needed to have the energy inside, this color of your culture. And then I starting to thinking, after several years, I starting to thinking, okay, then let's try to make something without color and try to use the oil painting, which looked like ink painting. Let's have a move to this painting. So here, as you can see, it is an oil painting. Perhaps you cannot see. So, but this is, I make this, and I call this multiverse, which duo Zong Yu Zhou. And this is a title I choose because it is like a kind of reflection of multi-universe. You have this first reflection of water. When you have in the Greek mythology, you see Narcissus falling in love by seeing himself in the water and not recognized as himself. So then you have a reflection. It's like a philosophical issue. What is it? So you have a reality and not reality, which all come together in our time, what you're not never knowing what it is. So for me, it's interesting, the ambivalence, the ambiguity of this work, which you have space and a form at the same time. So you have here, you can go through, you see some old ships, you see a modern city, you have here a rest of a ship. So this is like you go through an old museum where you can see the history in a kind of reflection and then the modern way. Okay, I would like to introduce another work, and let's move through my studio. So great, I'm so happy. So, okay, here we are. So after 7 years in Beijing, I feel so dry, so dusty, and there's no nature, just cars, German cars, so no air. So I feel, okay, but I was missing something, and it was water. The element of water, the mystic of everyday nature. So then I wanted to bring this back in my picture. I wanted to bring the light back. When you go to the forest after a tempest, and it was warm, and the fog coming, and the light suddenly coming, this is a mystic moment of light. And I'm feeling I was missing this. So actually I'm starting from this point to painting it. And I'm trying to figure out how the Chinese see this water, how they like it, how this is the energy they have. So I try always to bring this east and west, the life and my ideas together. So for this, I have here choosing blue and gray. This is a very unique color to my hometown. It looks like this most of the day, most of the year. And I'm trying to reduce the landscape. So far, that's just like an abstract painting. So you can say it is as well an abstract painting. You can say it is a landscape painting. It depends on how far, how close you go. So if you come closer, you see here, it's like an empty space, which I find out the Chinese like. But to paint empty space is not that easy in an oil painting. So I want to have a space which is as well a space as a form. You can see you can enter. This is all technique, very long layers, and it's a real sport to doing this painting. And you can enter, you can get loosed. You can lose like sitting on the ocean. You're just there, the moment of silence, the moment of nothingness, the moment just be there. We have a very German word which called innehalten. It means just holding, staying, be silenced, something, and recognize yourself, recognize your surroundings, feeling something which is there. Sometimes it's just the very simple, easy things in life give you just such a treasure. So this is just, I needed to push my wish of water back to my paintings. This is my hometown color, gray, blue, this kind of energy. And then I come here to Shanghai, to this place, to this fantastic place where I can see, during I paint, I can listen the raindrops falling.